Streetz 94.5. Of course, I told you I had a special guest in the studio, my girl Monica. What up, man? I've been trying to get you in the studio forever. I was starting to feel some type of way because I'm like, okay, she'll never come to Streetz.
I came through here, you wasn't here.
Okay. Well, I mean, my show did. My show did.
But when I saw you, I told you I was going to come.
You did. You did. You came, and I appreciate that. Shout out to Sharita, so I appreciate that.
That's right.
So what have you been up to, man? I know I follow you on Instagram. You've been busy being a mom.
That's always though.
That's always.
That's first priority.
Yes.
They has to be here. You know. So I'm always trying to make sure I balance it out and do everything that I need to do for work, but first and foremost, do everything I need to do for them. So they get ready to go back to school and all that stuff. And we sit down and we talk about it. We talk about what my schedule will be like, what I'll be doing, when they can be there, when they can't. And they're at an age where they really get it. My 1-year-old, not as much, but as long as she getting her time, she good.
Now that little Layla, that I tell you, she has so much personality.
Yeah.
She is so beautiful. What really gets me is when you ask her like who is mommy and she ended up calling you Monica.
She was being funny.
She being funny.
She likes to see can she get me riled up. So she'll say, Mama Cat. Mama Cat. She'll say she has a lot of personality, but it's like me all over again. To me, she looks like her father, but she acts exactly like me.
Well, to me, she looks like she looks like both of y'all.
I appreciate it, but I don't see it.
Y'all gonna try for one more?
Well, he could even handle more than that, but I'm 34 years old, so one more would be tough for me.
Okay, nice.
Nice, even amount of love in the house.
I know. Which one?
It'll be four of them.
Boy or girl?
I've never had a preference.
Really?
I've never ever had a preference. After I had Rocco, everybody was like, "You want a girl now?" I was like, "I hadn't thought about it." I want sound mind, all the fingers and toes.
I know that's
I just want to be healthy and happy. I never thought, because I always felt like you get what you're supposed to have. So when I see my boys now, it's just more of a confirmation. They got each other, now they're taking care of their sister. I never would have foreseen me having her, you know, so it's like, as I look back, it all goes the way it's supposed to. People think too much.
I know, that's
They plan too much.
Yeah.
You know, instead of understanding there's already a plan.
Absolutely. So how do you balance all this, being a mom of 3, you know, the career, being in the studio, you know, keeping your marriage healthy and happy? How do you do it?
One day at a time. It goes back to just seeing people rack their brains, overanalyzing, overthinking, and just trying to put too much in place that's already fallen into place. You know, I realized how little I controlled by the way my life went all the time that I thought I was in control. So I'm one of those people, I take each day as I wake up, and I think that's how I stay happy. I think that's the way that I stay sane, because I don't think too much about what tomorrow's gonna bring. I'm working on today.
That's interesting.
It probably is why my time management sucks, though.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I will say that, because it just gives you a different feel. When I wake up, my daughter say, "Milk, Mama, I'm ready to eat." That's the first thing that I do then, because it's the first thing that she said. So I'm learning to balance the scheduling part of it, but I take one day at a time.
What was that a learn to take it one day at a time? Were you at a point where everything was just, you know, I got to think about this next move, I got to think about this, got to think about that? Was this a learned behavior?
It is, because I had to do that throughout my whole childhood. My first record I was working on at 12 years old. So there was never really time to just breathe. And at about 18, that's when I started realizing that, you know what, there's a whole me outside of who I am as an artist. And it's funny because when people see you, like your Instagram and different things, they assume they know you. No, you know my music. It's a whole lot people don't know about me, even though there's a lot that I share. Right. So it is a learned behavior to take one day at a time, because you start trying to put it in the order you think it should be in. And there's a high power that knows exactly what you need in the order it needs to happen in. So I just learned to accept that and live that way. But that's the way I stay happy. It's not always perfect, but I take things as they come.
That was a word for me. So I accept that. Thank you, guys. I accept that. I accept that as it comes. Okay, so I know at one point, I know like you said, a lot of people think that they know you.
Yeah.
So I mean, at one point, you were on some of the blog sites and they had you in like your scrubs because you had posted an Instagram picture of you working as a nurse. And it was like, "Oh no, she don't hit the bottle, honey. This plant." And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure she's doing it because she wants to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, she has longevity.
You know what? In this day and age, if it doesn't happen on Instagram, it didn't happen.
Exactly.
I spent my whole childhood working hard. I'm talking about not 9 to 5. Sometimes 24 hours would go by, 2 tours at one time, selling out a ring. A lot of the stuff that people say, well, why don't you do that now? They don't recognize that I've already done it. So a lot of the things that I pursue is because I want to, and God's blessed me enough that I can do it. There's nothing missing or lacking because I'm doing it. It's just a desire to do it. I'm not a nurse. That's not what I was doing. Forensic science is an area that I always loved. I wanted to be a medical examiner at first, but it was no way for me to balance the schooling I would need for that. And so I chose another area and field, and I do it because I want to and because I love to. And I want to show my kids that it's never too late. Anything that you want to do. You know, I put everything to the side to pursue music for all those years. So I didn't explore anything else. So I do it now because I want to, and I have the type of husband that wants the support to allow me to do whatever I want to do. And now I want to sing. I want to make records. It's not, I'm not being forced. And I think that's why it's real. It's genuine. The music is real.
What do you think your love is most? Now, I probably already know the answer, but for the fans, do you love being a mom, or do you love the career, or is it a little bit of both?
To me, the two don't go together.
Okay.
You know, being a mom is something that if ever I had to say I cannot pursue music because my family is in need of something, you know, specifically for me, I would do that. I've done it before. After, was it Megan's and Me? One of those records, once I had 2 small children.
Yeah.
You know, you got 2 kids that are not even 3-4 years apart. I stepped away for almost 4 years. You have to do that, because if not, you don't center yourself enough. If you live only for this, you'll find that you don't really exist. You can't live for this. I live my life through some of my music, and you know, and I think that's the part that keeps me connected to real people, because they know if I say it, I've been through it, or I've seen it, or my best friend is going through it. Like, I'm living life every day, and I'm sharing that part of it. I never wanted to just be an artist.
Right.
I never grew up wanting to do that. I was happy singing in my mom's church choir. I didn't know that what I was doing was any different than what other people were able to do until I met Dallas Austin at that actual talent show in Kevin Wells. And I'm 11 years old. I just wanted to win the prize. The prize was $1,000. I thought that was dope. My mother was getting married the next day. So I'm like, I did the talent show for that reason. So I think the desire not to be a star, but the desire to sing is what keeps me connected to the people.
Doing what you love.
Yeah, it's not about all this other stuff.
Yeah, man, can you please, well, of course you already told everybody, but people just think it's just, oh, it's just all about money. You're going to see when you finally get the money and get in it, like, it's not really worth it. Like, I would rather go back to what I was than to be, you know what I'm saying, have all the fame and the glitz and glamour. Because what I say, in Hollywood sometimes, everything that glitters isn't gold. So if you're not doing it to be passionate about it, like, you're doing it for the wrong reason. So I'm glad.
This girl told me the other day, she was like, yeah, I was defending somebody because they told me you was a has-been and your music still get me through the day. I said, this is the thing. It's a problem when you never work. I've already done most of what I feel like I really wanted to do. And now I sing because I love it and because I feel like there's a greater purpose for me. I didn't go through all the hell I went through to not help somebody. Okay. So that's really my purpose. So I look at things different. I view things different. And I'm not offended, moved, nor shaken by anything I read about me because I know what's up.
So do you frequent the blog sites? Do you frequent them?
Good. I don't.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter. Okay. I got 50 little cousins and aunties and everything.
Okay.
So by the time they get mad and read something, I might get a screenshot. I mean, so I see stuff, you know, but it can't fester unless entertained. Well, entertained for what?
Right, right. All right, so let's get to this album, honey. The single, Just Right For Me, we're going to play it in just a little bit featuring Lil Wayne. Yeah. Tell me about it.
Just Right For Me is, I believe that it's somebody for everybody.
I know.
And I just believe that there's no perfect person. So you got to just find somebody whose flaws are flaws that you can live with. And your flaws are flaws that they can live with too. You know, like my husband is prompt and I'm always late, but he can live with it. You know, he give me a couple, babe, 30 minutes, babe, you an hour in.
But he knows you, it's okay.
But he knows,
yeah.
You know, you're gonna meet the person that's just right for you. And that's what the song was all about, you know, because I have a lot of growing to do, but we're trying to do that together. So, you know, of course the whole album is not just about he and I had to speak about my past and things that I've experienced because those things made me who I am. They made me a better person, a better wife, a better mom. So I sing about all of it, but Just Right for Me was that one record where I'm like, you know what? When you need somebody where you don't have to try to be together, you don't have to force everything to happen and always trying to fix something, then they just right for you. So that's what the song is about.
Yeah, it just happens organically. That is what's up, girl. I love it. I love it. So how was working with Lil Wayne?
You know what? He actually did his part and sent it back to us.
Oh.
Because he was already working his record at the same time.
Okay.
So he was like, get the record to me, and I'm going to get it back to you. And he killed it. He sent it back quick. Polo got it to him, and everything was done.
Nice. So will we see it in the video?
I would hope so.
I hope so too.
I hope so. I mean, if his time and schedule permits, I'm all for it.
Okay. So Cold Red, when is the album coming out? I know I've heard that you changed the date. So
I did change the date, and I want to explain a little bit why, because sometimes I know it's frustrating when fans are ready to support you. I want to give it the proper rollout. So what I did was, I got a dope team with RCA. A lot of them have been with me since I was a kid, but I knew that I needed personal PR, things of that nature, to work on other aspects of my career that I'm still interested in.
Okay.
Whether it's music related or movie related, or I'm thinking about the products I use at home every day, like Drift and Johnson and Johnson, or whatever. You know, all of those different things. You need a team to kind of go out and pitch these ideas and make things happen. And then there are people calling me. I'm not able to balance all of that on my own, and I realized that this time. So I hired a totally separate PR team, a totally separate street team, and I just want to give this album the proper rollout. So September 18th is now the pre-order date, and I'm going to decide on the actual album date over the next week or so.
Okay.
But it'll definitely be this fall. It won't get pushed to next year.
Okay.
And all that stuff. I just want to give a proper amount of time so that I can hit your Jimmy Kimmels and go see Wendy and go see you know, just do everything that I really want to do for this album because it's important to me.
Okay. So, and I know Tyrese, he was a little upset during a couple of interviews. He was saying that the state of R&B, how, you know, some stations don't like to play R&B, and then Jermaine Dupri kind of had an issue with it too, and they're labeling them as kind of like R&B artists, like a Drake and a Fetty Wap. They're doing their thing.
Yeah.
But where is this real R&B situation? Where is this going, and who do we have left, really?
There are actually a lot.
Other than you, other than yourself.
You just have to have the confidence to do it and not worry about failure, and not worry about charts, and worry about the people that really live and love and grew up in that state of music that we grew and loved in. You know, we got married to that music. We had kids to that music. These kids can love it. I'm just trying to find creative ways to bridge the gap where they get a little bit of both. And that's kind of what Just Right for Me is, having Lil Wayne on it. Somebody that they listen to on a consistent basis that's paved his own way as well. You bridge them together, because these kids may not know that Just Right for Me, I'm singing over Smokey Robinson. But I'm going to let you know. And I did it after you already loved the song. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just a little more creative with it. I definitely agree with a lot of what Tyrese says, a lot of what Jermaine says, because they were there through the makings of all of that type of music. And you just have to not be afraid to have a voice. Say exactly what you mean and what you feel, and then people can understand it better. Because when I tell them what song it actually was before it was Just Right for Me, it piques their interest. You'd be surprised. My son is 10. Rocco wanted to hear the original. After I told him that. And he went back and listened, and then he started listening. He's like, dang, Mom, this doesn't sound like it's 20 years old. I'm like, yeah, baby, I sang that 20 years ago. So when you let him hear songs like Angel of Mine, songs like that all over, and you bring it back, you just got to introduce it to him and be vigilant about it. And that's exactly where I think Tyrese is coming from. People mistake it as anger. I think it's passion.
Well, you put it in a great way.
I think it's passion. I think it's passion. And you know, I don't really get angry about much unless it pertains to my kids. But I'm gonna say what I feel. If you ask it, I answer it.
If I can only master that, I'm still more.
That took time, baby. I was down bad for a minute. But you know, I'm still standing.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
It's not how you fall; it's how you get up.
That's right.
I learned a lot because you know I had to learn to control these hands and this mouth. A lot of stuff I learned over the years, and my children really brought that out in me. You know, because other things and other people can take you other places. So I've learned a lot, and I'm still at work. You know, you see me counting. It's for a reason.
Right. We're work in progress, man. We're already
3. Ooh, 4.
Right. Yeah. I need 1 minute. Give me 1 minute, and then I get back to you.
It's a process.
So what has been the hot topic? Well, this has been a hot topic as far as like for a couple of months now. The Ciara, Future, and Russell Wilson thing. Now I remember you guys used to be, I don't know if you guys were best friends or tight or cool. Are you guys still friends?
We were very close. My brother and her were childhood friends.
Okay.
And I just looked at her like a sister. And at the end of the day, I don't know how all these different stories got misconstrued and put out.
Yeah.
I've read all kind of stuff that is absolutely not true. She and I did have a disagreement. We both had issues with each other. When you've been friends for a long time, almost 2 decades, and you let things fester and you don't talk about them, it can cause a breakdown that other people may not understand. I love her. I'm not going to build somebody up to break them down no matter what is taking place. And if ever I did anything that hurt or bothered her, it was never intentional, because my love is always from a sincere place. I read something that I didn't tell her about somebody cheating. None of that stuff is true. They say I was friends with somebody he was cheating with. None of that is true. I am friends with one of the mothers of one of Future's children, but it's the mom that you never see, that you never hear, that Ciara is also has a good relationship with.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff you read is very untrue. Nothing that happened with us had anything to do with him. We just should have spoken about different issues long before it got to the point that it did. But for me, the love is always going to be the same. The support is always the same. When I went in the store, I didn't buy a copy, I bought the rack. That's what I've always done, though, since the very first album, because Ciara that I met was not an artist. So I love her from a place that goes far beyond the media or the mess. So I'm not going to get in the mix of whatever created what was there.
Right.
But I can tell you that none of that stuff is true. You can look at me and tell I'm not the friend that's going to know something and not let you know.
Right.
So all of that stuff is untrue, and it hurt a little bit, you know, when her fans were on my page and you this, you that. Because I knew it had no truth, it hurt a little bit. But at the end of the day, you know, you get up, you get over, because I know everything that I did and everything that we shared. And it's not to say that it may not ever come to that again. So I just stand on the sidelines, I pray and push. You know, you push your people that you love, you lift them up, you don't bring them down.
Okay.
You know, so that's just how I roll. How anybody else feel, I can't tell you, but I can tell you everything you read is very untrue.
Okay. Okay.
Untrue.
Well, right now you clear the air for everybody.
Well, you asked and I answered.
Yeah, you clear.
Because I don't ever feel the need to come clear.
Yeah.
You notice I've never addressed it, but you asked, I answered.
Yeah.
That's just real.
So what do you think about her situation right now? Do you think, like, because right now she's being slammed, and you know she's a
I don't think she's being slammed.
Well,
I think people just giving their opinion like they do about everything, and here's my take.
Yeah.
I make it my business to mind my business.
There you go.
That's the difference in me, and I wish her the best. I love the fact that she's in love and she's happy.
Yeah.
And you know, I think the best thing that you can do is keep God at the forefront of it, and other people completely out of it, especially the media. That's all you can do. You know, we live in one day at a time, so I'm just wishing her the best. I don't have an opinion. I know what I had to do when it came to me and my children, and everybody will make that choice as a parent.
Nice. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so we are expecting that album soon, but right now we'll settle for Just Right For Me, Lil Wayne. I love this record.
So you know what? I'm going to make sure, too, on the pre-order that you get a lot more of the album than just, you know, when you pre-order. We're going to try to make sure you can get 3-4 songs to get a listening to. I'm really working on some different ways, because, baby, I came out before Instagram.
Right.
Internet. Did we even have internet in 94? You know, I'm learning about this stuff one day at a time, you know, so hey, I'm getting there, y'all. Be patient with me.
Be patient with the. All right, so what else can we look forward to, Monica? Like, I know you said something about acting and doing the other things that you want to do, so tell all the fans what else you have coming up, or what else you decide you want to do 4 or 5 years from now.
Well, you know, I can't say 4 or 5. You know, I told you about that one day.
I know, dang. See, I told you, I'm trying to work on it. I'm
not even thinking about 4 or 5 years from now. I'm definitely interested again in acting, and but the thing is I get called for the same role all the time. The sister girl, the home girl around the way. I'll do that anyway. So I want to do something a little different.
What say at the Waffle House?
At ATL.
At ATL, yeah. But you want to play a different role. Like, what would be your ideal role?
You know what? I'm open to anything. I would love to be in a horror film.
Ooh.
A good one though. Like a real.
I think I'd be too scared. I'd be crying. Y'all, this ain't fair.
You know what? I grew up with my daddy sneaking to let me watch Michael Myers, watch Halloween. And, yeah, at 5, 6 years old, I love movies like that. So I would love to be in a horror flick. I'm a huge fan of shows that are like, I'm a big fan of Power.
Oh God,
I'm a big fan of it's just certain stuff that I like. I like more real. I like edgy stuff, you know, where I can do things that are really different. But it doesn't have to be like a street film. It can be. I mean, I was in Boys and Girls and different stuff back in the day, and Love Song was very much the opposite. I had to play a well-to-do, astute young woman in college in Louisiana, and I was dating a white guy in the film. I like that because it was so different than my lifestyle. My family's from Noonan, Georgia. I grew up South Side, way different than the film. So I just like doing things that aren't as expected. If you're gonna act, I don't want to just come be me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay. I don't want to come, you know. Girl around the way singing in the hood, everybody telling me I can make it. I already lived that, so I don't want to really act that out. But I am interested now in maybe doing some of my life story mixed with some fiction.
Nice. Now I know you were doing this one last thing. I know you were doing. Was it Still Standing with James DeVos?
Oh yeah.
You know, I know him very well.
Yeah. I love that experience.
I know. Would you think about doing something like that again, like kind of not reality TV, but maybe
it was reality TV. But for us, it was real reality. So you know, we didn't script things. We kept it, you know. And I think that's why people were saying that if you're positive on TV, that doesn't work. But why would I show these kids more and more negativity when we live it every day? So I just put on there, you know, I got a great family. I got uncles and stuff deep down in the country that were driving up here to make sure I was okay as a little girl, even still now. So that's what I showed on the show. And then, unfortunately, my life took an extreme turn. And, you know, I ended up being a single mom with 2 boys at that time. And that was something I did not want to document for the world. That was a time where I wanted to make sure my kids were okay, get my co-parenting situation in order, and make sure things were in the proper place, because I just felt like that was too private. It would have made for great television, I'm sure. Yeah. But it wouldn't make for great household and family and real life things. So that's the only reason I stepped away. When they offered the next season, real life was happening, and I just felt like putting my children on TV at that time was not a good idea. Would I do it again now after being married for 5 years and having our foundation set and things in order? Yes. I would think about that again now.
Don't say it's James. She said it. I'm saying it
he was on it for years, you know, but I just feel like it's more important to have my family in order than to have ratings.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you one thing. 50 Cent is in town tonight, so you will be a great look on Power. Absolutely. Absolutely. For the next season, somebody need to hook that up. He's in town tonight, so... Monica, thank you so much for stopping by. I know you gotta go, but I appreciate you finally.
No, I said I was coming. I'm coming.
Yeah, okay.
I might be a little late,
but you're coming.
I'm coming.
That's what's up. Love it. All right, so go ahead and introduce your single, Just Right For Me.
Y'all, this is my latest single off my latest album, Cold Red. It's Just Right For Me, featuring my homie Lil Wayne. Thank you, Polo. I love you. You all sorts of crazy, but I love your crazy. Say Streetz 94.5.
Yeah, see, that's good.